Hola, my name is X, and I like to experiment with fashion as well as talk about whatever the hell I want on social media whenever I feel like it. And in this video, I wanted to do a deeper review of my top favorite male character outfits from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If you don't happen to know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is, it's a fantasy series depicted in the real world following a family line of Joestars. They have these special powers called stands, and they use those powers to battle these supernatural foes across the span of time. It was originally a manga series created by Hirohiko Araki, but it's since been translated into an anime series. There's video games, such a huge fandom around the series. And while Araki is a manga artist, he might as well be a fashion designer because JoJo is known for its top-tier elite designer styles. From the illustrations being inspired by classic European designers, to the poses of the characters echoing and emulating what you would see on Vogue covers, to literally the character names being variations of world-renowned fashion designers and brands. If you go to the JoJo wiki, you will see that there are countless characters within the series, which is why I wanted to focus on the somewhat main characters, not necessarily dabbling into the non-essential ones. And even with that, I had a challenge narrowing down the looks that I wanted to focus on, but I was able to identify 42 looks that I wanted to dissect in greater detail. The criteria for my selections was pretty straightforward. One, would I wear the clothes? Would I wear the outfits myself? Or at least some kind of variation of the look? And then, is the look giving something that's a bit more differentiated from what you might see a general character wear? Whether that's a certain styled element, or a specific article of clothing, just something that gives it a bit more character. I didn't approach this with an official ranking from least favorite to most favorite, but I did want to provide some sort of structure to this review. So I ordered the looks based on different parts and to what extent each part had looks that really resonated with me. So without further ado, let's get into the looks, starting with Battle Tendency, which is the second part within the JoJo series. Kicking things off with none other than Joseph Joestar. Jonathan Joestar, who was the main Joestar in Phantom Blood. His outfit was a little bit plain for me. I think Joseph's is a nice evolution to that. I like his crop top. It's a little more cropped than Jonathan's and is sleeveless, which shows off just some great body confidence. The jeans are tighter, which I think help accentuate the width of the knee-high boots. I'm a huge fan of high boots in general. And then the scarf and the headband just give an extra nice touch of color to what would otherwise be a pretty dull colored outfit. And then rounding out a short list here, we have Cesar, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm a huge fan of the pink and then the light blue. Those are two of my favorite colors, in fact. And then against a white base, that color scheme is so refreshing and inviting. And then I love a cropped jacket, as you can see, as well as how the cuffs towards the shoe, the kneecaps, the gloves, and the belt all coordinate with the jacket. Huge on coordination throughout a fit. Next, looking at some styles within Jojolion, which is the 8th part of the JoJo series. Starting with Jobin, even though his outfit is pretty much just a two-piece suit or set with a jacket and some pants, I love the fact that the whole outfit is studded in like these metallic spikes, which is kind of a trend you'll see throughout multiple JoJo looks and ones that resonated with me. I just love some texture in an outfit. I like the more kind of slightly pastel or brighter color. And then what really cinched it for me was the hooded effect. I just feel like the hood gives a nice casual contrast. As far as Toru's outfit, I'm not really a huge fan of patterns. I can find them a bit visually overwhelming and tacky at times, but somehow it kind of works in his outfit. The sleeves with kind of the straightforward stripes are a nice contrast to the spirals and the circular shapes you see on the vest and within the floral design on his pants. And then the floral design and the teddy bears on the shoulders is just such an interesting touch of softness and innocence to his character, which is an antagonist. So it's really interesting to me. Yotsuyo's outfit is just so engaging to me. There's a lot going on here. Again, we have the kind of metallic spike studs throughout most of the outfit. And then I love the layering with the crop top, which also has some rigid edges, which complement the spikes throughout the outfit. but then the bloomers over top, which I love kind of layering a bottom over a bottom. I think that's just really interesting dimensionally. Very unique. I honestly haven't seen really anything like this. Easily a look that you could see going down the runway. I'm literally only reviewing antagonist outfits here as we have eye shows. What's so interesting to me is the playfulness with the headpieces and the neck wrap. The fact that there's like sleeves used and adorned across his upper body is just so different and gives him a little more presence and focus and contrasts the rest of the outfit quite well, which is pretty sleek, pretty straightforward. I also like the cutout within his bodysuit, the top. And again, just having some sort of shorts over like the bodysuit, just like a bottom over bottom. Next, moving into Steel Ball Run, which is a little more tame than Jojolion, but it is the 7th part within the JoJo series. Kicking it off with Mike O, what really stood out to me was the braided lining towards the middle of the jacket. It just is an element I don't think I've seen on many looks in fantasy or in the real world. It's a pretty straightforward top, but just with the wider collar and then that braided middle, very interesting, paired with just the texture you get with, yet again, some more spiked, studded pants. It's just a simple look with some interesting textural elements. Then we have Oya Kamova. We have a well-coordinated from top to bottom look. The hat matches the vest, which is cropped, paired with a skirt and then some knee-high boots. It's giving body confidence. It's giving genderless fashion. I could easily wear this outfit. And I could also see just a tighter pair of maybe leggings under the skirt, as well as maybe a long sleeve top under the vest, just to help give it a little more cover up or just a little more versatility if I want to kind of change that. Then we have Majin, which I just love the color scheme. It's like a burgundy raspberry type color, which is so elegant. Love a hat, especially a wide brim hat, but this one's kind of giving more top hat to me. The ascot or the scarf around the neck, which is just a nice differentiated touch of color. But what really got it for me was the texture in the jacket. It's like a quilted, padded texture, which is kind of what you'll see in a future look. Then we have Gyro with this interesting like aviator type of look, just with the goggles or whatever's wrapping the wide brim hat. Again, another wide brim hat look, which I have a number of those within my hat collection. For me, it's the texture in the top with the rounded studded shirt. And I like how it kind of hangs down and the color then coordinates with the pants, then with a belt just to kind of help break up all that different color for some extra intrigue. Then we have Ringo. Just the deep cut V, the high tall collar, which I feel like is a contrast to the shorter sleeves. Then the all white fresh look between the top and the pants. It almost looks like a one-piece bodysuit, which I wouldn't have mind if that was the case. And then just some gloves to add a little extra ruggedness, paired with the fact that it's like a utility belt. Sometimes you don't need something over the top. Sometimes you just need a simple, sexy look that shows off just enough parts. And to round out Steel Ball Run, we have Funny Valentine. This outfit is actually pretty straightforward, but for me, it's once again the jacket. And this is gonna be a little bit of a trend you'll see in other looks that I favorited. I love when a jacket is enclosed at the top or fastened at the top, but then opens up wide for a long tail. I feel like it gives a lot of shape, a lot of drama, a lot of presence and dominance within the look. Then the color scheme is chef's kiss. I just like that contrast. I love color blocking in general. This brings us into Stardust Crusaders, which is the 3rd part of the JoJo series. I'm kicking it off with Oingo. This look is obviously significantly more casual than the other looks that I've highlighted. It's a tucked in shirt with the vest. It's very street style, but just in a layered, playful way. The neck isn't completely crew on the shirt. It's a little more U-necked, which I kind of like. Something that helps get a little peek of the top of the chest, but also just gives enough of that kind of intermediate body confidence. Mohammed's outfit is an oversized dream. We have a huge oversized coat or jacket. The pants are loose, the top is a bit loose, the necklace is just huge beads. I usually go for a lot of slim, skinny fit clothes, but if I were to dabble in something a bit more loose or baggy fitted, this would be the way to go. And I love the contrast between those metallic elements, like the necklace, like the wrists, like what's going on with the kind of the waist. against all that cloth. Talence's outfit is, again, a typical suit that has just enough playful elements to give it some touch of character, including the hat, which is just so interesting. And then I love how the wrists coordinate well with the heart and the chest that's underneath the jacket. I love the fact that the jacket is belted to begin with. It doesn't always need to be a button up. I just love a belted jacket, especially when it has a long tail to it. I feel like that tightening around the ankle echoes with the tightening around the waist with the belt. It just feels very well proportioned in all the right ways. I could gush over Vanilla Ice's outfit, loving the body confidence, showing off a lot of leg, but you could easily wear a slim fit pair of pants with this if you wanted to cover up a bit. I love that the vest situation has like a little bit of a collar to it, is sleeveless and has a tail in the back. And then I just love the decorative elements with the heart on the belt buckle, and then as well as coming down on one side of the vest. I would wear the hell out of this. And to round out Stardust Crusaders, I'm choosing Dio Brando. I know that he premiered in Phantom Blood, but his outfit as Stardust Crusaders is just everything to me. Like, love a cropped jacket and how it coordinates well with the pants, which don't really seem to come all the way up. They're put in place with the suspenders, which is also like a belt situation. And I just love how that black contrasts well with like that yellow goldish and then the limeish neon green. It's contemporary, it's rugged, but it's also very polished. I don't know, I'm just obsessed. Moving into Diamond is Unbreakable, which is the fourth part of the JoJo series. Most of the outfits that I highlight in this section are just variations of school uniforms, starting with Josuke's, but the baggier suit here mixed with his personality, which is a little more expressive and vibrant, I think is such a nice contrast. What really stands out to me is just the length of the jacket, as well as how it kind of opens up with the collar at the top, and then just some of the gold decorative elements that adorn it. I feel like your eyes are focused in just the right sections up here. And kind of along those lines, we have Mikitaka, which his outfit isn't as baggy, but it does have some length within the jacket as well. But what really stands out to me and what is so obvious is the gold decorations in the center of the outfit. As I said before, I love a belted jacket, and just with the gold wrists elements as well over the sleeve that coordinate well with the center, it just gives triangulation, feels very opulent and expensive. But a nice contrast to that is Toyohiro's outfit. I like, again, the bagginess of the pants, but they're a little more high-waisted. Really got me was the crop top and how it's a bit layered with like a little bit of a tank with a shorter sleeved shirt underneath it. And then the suspender elements that connect the pants to the vest or the top. I love the little peekaboo of some abdomen in there. It's not too much. And then the boots and the hat just help really echo the more kind of laid back casual side that the pants are giving. Yuya's outfit is another variation on a school uniform, but this one has me gushing because of the bouffant. Do you know what bouffant? It means like fluffy. The bouffant scarf that he has, which is just really a strong statement and focal piece within the look. I love how the designed elements within the main structure of the jacket coordinate color-wise with the belt and the shoes. And then again, we have some gold elements on the wrists. Then Rohan is just super stylish. I love this one look with the cropped jacket. Again, loving that with a little bit of a peekaboo of a shirt underneath to give some dimension and some layering, and how the pants are then just a little looser and baggier. Belt just has some nice kind of checkered elements for some extra pop of color. But my other favorite outfit of his is just another kind of tucked in fitted top into these straight fit jeans. I love how the top has a little bit of a tail in the back, and just how there's these like buckles across the front of the shirt. But Terunosuke's outfit rounds this part out so strongly. Again, a jacket that encloses at the top and is loose flowing at the bottom. But what really kind of gets me is those gold chains. It's just so luxurious. It's simple, but it just gives so much more expensiveness to it because it just feels like the gold is such a dominant element within the outfit. I just want to find something that has like 3 gold chains like that I could just wear as like a main strong statement piece, like look at me. 2 more sections to go. We now move into Vento Oreo, which we are being fed in this part, which is the 5th part of the JoJo series. Kicking it off with Formaggio. Honestly, this is a bit more of a tame, simple outfit, compared to a lot of the other ones in which I've highlighted. We're getting literally 4 different colors, which is misty-matchy in all the right ways. I love that the crop top has an interesting shape, a short sleeve kind of shirt or jacket over top to add some layering dimension texture there. The pants are striped. It's just, I don't know, it's casual, mismatchy in a way that I can get down with, that I don't usually like. I debated on whether I wanted to include Chocolata's outfit, but what really got me was the peekaboo of the belly. It's just a subtle enough of a cropped element within what is an overall covered up outfit, and then how it just cascades into a longer tail, which again, loving the tails within the coats here. And then the cross is an interesting texture. It's a bit more kind of like knitted or meshed. So I think that that gave it barely a pass for the section. So literally the only reason I included vinegar in here was based on the different kind of cutouts within the top. I'm starting to get more into cutouts. Number one, it's a crop top, so that was a bias there. But I just love the slash in the chest and then the little bit of the cutouts towards the sides. And I do like that it is a long sleeve crop top. But then we have these kind of gold studs around the pockets. So there's just enough there to be playful, to be differentiated. Barely passed as well. But Leon's outfit here screams chic, largely because the dark color, I think already is giving a little bit of luxury, paired with the pop of gold, just to help give it that extra touch of opulence. We have another long jacket or coat that kind of opens up wide, but it's belted. So again, another belted jacket, especially a belted long jacket. A huge bias towards that for me. But what got me was the chest and how we just have the strands kind of giving some openness and then some texture and some peekaboo. Melone, is that how you say his name? This one I debated because I hate the pattern, to be completely honest with you. The random circles throughout is just not it for me. But what got me was just the overall silhouette. Loving the cutouts overall. It's just giving so much body confidence. And I also like the contrast because we have one shoulder and sleeveless side and then one shoulder and sleeve full side. Huge on duality. It must be the Libra within me. And conversely, Prosciutto's pattern is, I think, what made this suit for me. The suit overall isn't like that groundbreaking, but what got me was the hourglass shape. We have these wide, sharp shoulders that then go into this nice triangular dip for his upper body with a deeper lapel. And then the jacket does fall a little bit longer, rounding out his hips for that hourglass. And I like that the lapel is then complemented with the double-breasted at the bottom. Diavolo's outfit, the way that the top is constructed, just a lot of wide open mesh or netting just around the breast and the shoulders, and then how that lines out to some interesting decoration towards the outside of the arms, and then these like wider circular chains that then link even underneath the pants. That's just so interesting and intricately designed. But then there's also like this tail, which I think is also part of the top. It's so architectural. Bruno's outfit is an easy win here. The texture throughout with a little bit of the studs throughout the suit, again, that's an element we've seen through a number of the character outfits within JoJo, but it's the open chest. It's just like you get a polished standard suit look with a peak of body confidence that just changes the norm a little bit, kind of shakes us out of the status quo. And then just with like the gold elements coming along here and then a little bit on the shoulder. Lusso is bringing back that like quilted, padded texture that we saw with Majin, I believe it was. But I love how the top is constructed. We have a U-shaped neck, which I'm increasingly a huge fan of. Then we have an open right around the belly button area, just for some extra body confidence and peekaboo. But it's belted. Once again, a belted vest top, which I'm a huge fan of. I just like how the pants coordinate with the sleeves. It's just such a great form. While Risotto's outfit kind of says jester to me, the jester comes out in the pointed hood. The striped pants almost broke me because it's kind of giving hamburglar, but it's just the cloak and the top for me. Super open-chested, cross straps giving X, which resonates with me personally, obviously. The belted once again with gold in the center of the chest that then coordinates with the gold in the belt buckle. I like the Grim Reaper touch going on here. And last but not least, we have Giorno. I mean, it's again a straightforward suit, but similar to Bruno's, it's just the open chest and the shape of the chest, which is a heart It's the color scheme, and it's just how we have 3 elements that give this triangular shape, which echoes the heart shape at the top. It just gives cinched waist, simple, classy, but playful. Reaching the home stretch here with the last section I want to highlight, which is Stone Ocean, which is the 6th part of the JoJo series. Kicking it off with Rikiel, I debated including this. Cow print is an absolute no. For me, it was the fact that it's like sleeveless with these longer kind of cuffs, and then it's the neck with the open chest. It's just the silhouette of the suit that is very interesting. If this were in a solid color or maybe just a different pattern, wrap a belt around it, and I could easily rock this. And as far as Donatello, simple bodysuit. I like how the blue straps are almost like woven, and then how we have some kind of pattern or ruffles or something going on towards the side of the sleeves, which is then echoed towards the lining of the pants towards the side. It has the belt, which mirrors that same kind of woven technique. I just like either a U, a V, a deep neck of some sort, and this is giving it to me. I can use one word to describe Enrico's look, and that's divine. I'm not a huge fan of gowns, but his just still looks so masculine despite the fact that it is a gown, and I think that's largely due to the fact that it's layered over some pants to still give it some base in typical men's fashion. The gold cross, really just with the lining going all the way down the middle of the gown, is just so chic. Love that word. Black and gold is a classic, luxurious combination. On the very experimental side, we have Narciso. I love the mesh element all the way throughout. Love the thigh-high boots. I love the fact that it's essentially a skirt, but it's fixed in a parted way by such a large, oversized belt. I'm not a fan of the footprint design across his upper body. That has to do with his stand, but I would like it if it was just a different shape. Overall, maybe more body covering to kind of give less dominance to the mesh. I love and hate Weather Report's outfit at the same exact time. Hate the hat, but love how it coordinates with the cuffs of the wrists. I would love it maybe if it was a different style hat. I could go with another wide brim hat here, to be honest with you. Just something a little different. A beret even I think could be cute. But I do love the cutouts in the chest. That's what really helps differentiate it for me. Hate the gold crotch, but love the belt around the waist. John Golly's outfit is a great example of something that is straightforward, but has just enough touch of interesting elements to make it distinct. The circular cutouts in the shirt, I thought it was like these circular studs, but it's just cutouts, which gives it texture and dimension because we get little peaks of skin throughout. And the necktie is different. There's like some circular stud buckles within it. It's not just a straightforward tie, which I think is also very interesting. There's just something about the simplicity of Anarchist's outfit that just gets me, and we're using this to round out Stone Ocean. The color of the jacket is just so rich in pigment, and then it's contrasted well by the white pants and then the white boots. Love a wide brim hat, as I've said before, but it's the white feather in the brim hat that just coordinates with the pants, that just cinches it all together. Love a tailcoat, love color blocking. This is everything for me. If you've made it this far, you're a real one. I just couldn't help gushing over such a wide range of top tier looks. I'm probably gonna do female character outfits, a version for that. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know your thoughts below, as well as any opinions on the outfits which I've covered or maybe that I didn't cover. And until the next video, I'll talk to you later.